Ever stared at your calendar, seen that rent due date looming, and felt a familiar pang of dread? Or maybe you're juggling multiple bills, electricity, internet, water, each with its own due date and payment method, and wished there was a simpler way. What if I told you there's a way to streamline all those payments, making them less of a chore and more of a seamless part of your financial routine? For millions, Venmo has become synonymous with splitting dinner bills or sending a quick buck to a friend. Its user-friendly interface and social features have made it incredibly popular. But what many don't realize is that Venmo, with a bit of savvy, can be a powerful tool for managing significant recurring expenses like rent and household bills. We're talking about transforming those monthly financial headaches into manageable tasks, freeing up your mental energy for things that actually spark joy. Before we dive into the how-to, let's set the stage. Why Venmo for something as crucial as rent or utilities? The immediate benefits are convenience and speed. No more fumbling for checks, no more late-night runs to the ATM, and certainly no more awkward conversations about who owes what. When used correctly, Venmo offers a digital paper trail, instant notifications, and a level of transparency that traditional methods often lack. It's a modern solution for modern financial demands, especially in a world where cash is becoming increasingly obsolete and many landlords and service providers are embracing digital payments. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the elephant in the room: security and transaction limits. Venmo, while secure, isn't designed as a primary banking institution. There are daily and weekly limits on how much you can send, and these are important considerations when dealing with large sums like rent. We'll delve into these limits and how to navigate them effectively, because forewarned is forearmed. Understanding these nuances is key to preventing any unexpected hiccups on payment day. So, how do we unlock Venmo's full potential for managing your rent and bills? Let's break it down, step by meticulous step. Section 1. Setting the stage, getting Venmo ready for big payments. First things first, ensure your Venmo account is fully verified. This is paramount. An unverified account will have significantly lower transaction limits, making it impractical for rent or most utility bills. Verification typically involves linking your bank account and sometimes confirming your identity with a social security number. This process, while seemingly a minor hurdle, is crucial for increasing your sending capacity and for the security of your transactions. Think of it as upgrading your financial vehicle for a long journey. You wouldn't drive cross-country on bald tires, right? Next, link a robust funding source. While you can use a debit card or even a credit card on Venmo, for large payments like rent, your linked bank account is the gold standard. Why? Because using a debit or credit card for large transactions can incur fees, especially credit cards, and bank transfers are generally more stable and less prone to issues with larger sums. Plus, linking a bank account often comes with higher sending limits from Venmo itself. Make sure the bank account has sufficient funds before initiating any large payment. This might seem obvious, but a bounced payment can lead to late fees and damage your financial reputation with your landlord or utility provider. Communicate with your landlord or service provider. This step is non-negotiable. Before you even think about sending that rent payment via Venmo, you must confirm with your landlord or the utility company if they accept Venmo payments. Many landlords, especially independent ones, are open to it due to its convenience. However, larger property management companies or utility providers might have specific payment portals or preferred methods. Never assume. A quick call or email can save you a lot of hassle and potential late fees. If they do accept Venmo, clarify their preferred Venmo username and any specific notes they require in the payment description, e.g., your address, apartment number, month for which the rent is being paid. Transparency and clear communication are the cornerstones of a smooth financial relationship. Section 2. Paying rent with Venmo, the nitty-gritty. Now, for the main event, paying your rent. Step 1. Check your Venmo limits. This is where your verification and linked bank account come into play. Before the first of the month, log into your Venmo app and go to your settings to see your current sending limits. If your rent exceeds your current limit, you'll need to explore options like sending multiple smaller payments, if your landlord agrees, or increasing your limits further by contacting Venmo support. Remember, these limits are there for your security and Venmo's risk management. Don't try to circumvent them, work within their framework. Step 2. Initiate the payment. Open the Venmo app and tap the Pay or Request button. Enter your landlord's Venmo username. Double-check this username. A typo could send your rent money to a complete stranger, and retrieving it can be a nightmare. It's like addressing a physical envelope. You wouldn't just scribble something down and hope for the best. Step 3. Enter the amount. Carefully input the exact rent amount. This is not the time for estimation. If your rent is $1,500, enter $1,500. Not $1,499.99, and certainly not $150. Precision is key. Step 4. Add a clear description. This is crucial for record keeping. In the What's It For section, be explicit. Something like rent for, month, year, your address/apartment number is perfect. For example, rent for July 2025, 123, Main Street, apartment 4B. This eliminates any ambiguity and provides a clear digital paper trail for both you and your landlord. This is your digital receipt. Step 5. Select your funding source. Choose your linked bank account as the funding source. Avoid using a credit card to pay rent unless you're absolutely sure your landlord accepts the associated fees, or if you've budgeted for them. Most credit card companies charge a cash advance fee or a service fee for peer-to-peer payments, which can quickly add up. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.